For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manns, and it's time for your daily dose of the doctor. We are looking at Monster Beverage Incorporated. This is from the trading plan for this morning, of course, for the scalper setups. And what we see here is right after the opening bell, we're floating around that 69.60 entry line. But before we take a trade in anything, what do we need to do? We need to go and check to see what our spreads look like, right? Because even though this stock is moving just as we expected it to, we need to see whether or not it's possible to get filled. And if we take a quick look over here on the left side, we see we are spread 52 by 74. So no dice right at this point. We are not looking to enter this stock yet. But let's see what happens after the market settles in. Usually if you wait 10 minutes, somewhere right in there, somewhere right as that second bar is forming, generally speaking, these spreads tighten up as they are right now. We're 0.1 by 10, so we got a 9-cent spread. That becomes acceptable. Here we see we're into about the 10th minute of trading, and we get that check mark right around 12 minutes. So now we have an entry line at 69.09 on acceptable spreads, and it's just time to watch and see how this one plays out. We're looking for a 69.09 to 60.30 move, so about a 21-cent move on the first leg for MNST. And again, this is from the Nasdaq Scalper trading strategy. Those of you who are new to it, it's not that difficult, right? So a couple people sent emails in, what do you mean I have to look at the spread? And that's concerning, and I don't know that I can do this. And yes, you can. You can just take a look at a very simple piece of information. All you want to see is, if I'm going to get filled, can I get filled at the price that I want at 69.09? And there we are at that 69.30 target price. So our first target objective is met. If you put this one in as a bracket order, you should be back out again. And now the next thing that you're looking for is this quick entry opportunity as we are popped down below. So this is like a de facto checkmark entry, right? And we'd call this an advanced entry. This just wiggled down below that 69.30 entry. The spreads are still tight. Got a very real possibility, I think, here of hitting 69.60. Then the question is, are we going to get a quick extension, or is it just going to pause right there? Now again, we had 3 on the plan for the session: MDVN, MNST, and PDCE. And the goal is not to have a trade in every one of them. The goal is not even to have a trade every day. What we're looking for is just this kind of an entry opportunity. Spreads tightened, stock did what we expected it to do, and then can we get into the position and manage to get a profit out of it? And that's the only objective of Scalper. Scalper is a way of adding to the bottom line. It's not a standalone strategy. It's pretty much a first-hour strategy. Most people prefer to deal with this one over the course of the first 60 minutes of trading. A few minutes later, and we are beginning to make what looks like it could be a push for 69.60. What we're going to wind up with is a tag of that 69.60 line. So a bracket order is going to take us out of this one just based on the level 2 data. So it looks like we have a shot here of printing. There we go. Printed 69.60. So 69.60 is the exit on that. So if you had a bracket order in, it took you out. And now the thing we're going to do is look for that reversal move, that check mark to form on the next bar, and see if it doesn't give us an entry opportunity. Or you can look at this one intra-bar, right? If you're an advanced trader, you can already be looking at this to breach that 69.60 line. But again, the easy thing to do is wait for the next bar to form, and then we'll see if we get that little pullback and a thrust up through 69.60, and ultimately then a push to 69.81. So if you look at this open, we're just a little bit above the open of the previous 5-minute bar. And at this point, we could already be targeting that 69.60 entry. It'd probably be nicer to see it pull back a little bit, test this low on this bar from a couple minutes ago. But in any case, the 69.60 entry is going to be valid at this point. And here we see prices starting to extend. As price moves in our direction after the fill, the spreads are getting a little bit wider, but they're not terrible. And we are going to look at that 69.81 level as a bracketed exit. So we're still waiting on this one to print that 69.81 level. Got up as high as 69.80. If is a bracket order on it, then we are not yet filled on the way out of this one. 20 cents, 21 cents actually per share the first time around on that 09 to 30 entry. And we're just waiting to see what happens on the second entry from 69.60 up to 69.81. So again, while we wait to see what happens, while we wait to see how this one plays out, there were numerous opportunities on MNST. The easiest entries, again, are those ones that look like check marks, where you can just really tell what's going on. You can really see things setting up right in front of you. There's also the opportunity for entries that happen intra-bar. You could also draw those check mark entries on a 1-minute chart instead of a 5-minute chart, and then it's even easier to see them. But here we go. We're going to print. We are just below our 69.80 mark. We've popped through 69.81. So now the next thing to look for is a retest of the morning's 69.87 high. If you got taken out at 69.81, nothing to worry about. Those are the easiest ways to manage the trades, right? It's just to take them right at the lines. Your logical extension target here would be 69.87, since that was today's open. A bunch of stuff you can do with these, but really the purpose of the video is just to show you that Scalper does not have to be some sort of frenetically paced opening strategy. This is one that you really need to take and just embrace the logic of, I want the spreads to be right, I want the chart to be right, and that's the only time that I'm interested in taking a trade. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email, adrian@traderinsight.com. I hope you're having a great trading day, and that tomorrow's going to be even better. Best trader education anywhere, only from Trader Insight.